Hey there, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more EU for Domination. We are playing as Austria in all of its glory. Sweden is dead. We have a colonial nation in South America. We're starting to make some headway up in the 13 colonies, and by simply having a landing point in Rappahannock, Shenandoah, and this is Washington, D.C. The White House can be built? That's hilarious. I didn't even know this was a thing in the game. Amazing. What does it do? Reform progress, re-election cost, and state governing cost. Not bad. Anyway, now that I have a landing point, though, I don't have to worry as much about naval dominance in order to start fighting against England. So once I have the opportunity to fight against Britain again, we should be able to take a big chunk of the 13 colonies. I'll just eat a lot of coastland and form a new colonial nation there. The more we can do that, the better. I want to stop the Anglican heresy from spreading in the New World. Dang it. Still missing out on our opportunities to get a personal unit over Portugal, making me very, very sad. Either the AI is really good about launching onto this way faster than I am, or I'm just not getting opportunities. Sooner or later, though, there's gonna have to be a case where they have no air. And if not, then I'm just gonna have to break the alliance and start systematically killing them eventually, if I want to go for a world conquest. But it's not a priority. We could wait all the way until the Age of Revolutions for that, and we'd be completely fine. Speaking of which, we're not that far off from having the Age of Absolutism begin. So let's keep that in mind. We do want to continue seizing some land from the estates, try to get that max absolutism up. We could even consider getting rid of some of these things, losing the monarch points. Now that hurts, I don't like the idea of doing that, but we could start trying to get our max absolutism up that way. For now though, I think that's a low priority. Way more importance for now, just keep seizing lands and be ready to start building up that absolutism as fast as possible. London has been cored, thank God. In the meantime, I'm slightly out of people that I can go fight right now. Muscovy is the next one to deal with. Yes. Why can't I do this again? Rebel-controlled provinces. Where? Oh, this one. There's Swedish separatists in Okay. Not Richmond, sorry. Shenandoah. Let's go to Rappahannock. We'll deal with these guys. It's fine, I want to have troops over here anyway, right? Okay, now I can see some land. Doing this is going to cause a revolt with the burghers, which is always a little annoying. Especially when they're all up over here, as far away from my autonomous rebel suppression as possible, but that's fine. The vassal swarm's in position to deal with it, so I guess I can live with that. And now with that taken care of, I don't think I see a reason not to just go ahead and attack Muscovy and feed a lot of that land off to Novgorod, and maybe Lithuania as well, I don't know. Something I should do, and I should have done this a while ago, but like, it's such a pain. Diplomatic feedback. No one is really making any claims as far as I know. So I should just list a bunch of things that I want, and hopefully my vassals will get the hints and start getting me claims that I can use for lots of wars. There, that looks a little bit better at least. I don't know, if it provokes some of my vassals to be useful to me and make claims so that I can easily feed them lands at pretty low costs, I'll be happy about that. And that's 100% against Muscovy. They've unconditionally surrendered, which is probably the smart thing for them to do. And we're going to take a chunk of land and just hand as much of this off reasonably as we can to Novgorod. And by reasonably, I want to try to get over here toward a border with Uzbek in case I want to fight against them. This is going to have to be good enough, unfortunately. All right, good. And I absolutely do intend on basically turning Novgorod into a new Russia. You don't get to see Novgorod survive that long, you know? It's a pretty rare thing. I feel like Novgorod deserves its time in the sun. So I think we had, 5 years before I can attack France again? So we're out of people to kill right now, and Alexander the Great wept, for there were no more lands to conquer. No, that's the problem. There's a lot of lands to conquer, and there's not a lot I can do about it. Question, Castile, do you have any claims against, like, Kilwa or anything? No, you do not. What about anyone else over here? All right, what we can do is fight against someone like, let's say, Vijayanagar. I should have claims against these guys, that's the thing. But what is my colonial range looking like right now? If I wanted to go over here, okay, we can core this. So, I don't know about some of this, like this coastal territory. I can't see it because it's all terra incognita. I can't see any of India, so I don't know what's going on. But in theory, I can reach at least some islands. If I can reach some islands, maybe I can reach more up over here, and now's a good opportunity to go ahead and push into India. What I really need is a spare army that I can send down to Africa somewhere. That would also be nice. But I don't have any troops that I want to pull off because they're either dealing with rebels or they're strategically placed to get into fights later. I need another army. For that, I need more manpower. I'm surprisingly struggling on the manpower front. I wouldn't have expected it, but I am. Let's build an extra army this way. I need more ducats. Hang on, wait 1 month and we'll have it. I just need to build another army and we'll transport it down there and we can fight over more of Western Africa or whatever. It doesn't matter that much. Another thing that we can do, by the way, is consider getting some more states. Because I do have a bit more governing capacity at this point. Not much, but a bit. Honestly, I don't see any downside of doing some of this in, like, let's say, parts of old Poland. We inherited them. It should basically all be free. Almost all free, anyway. And I still have more governing capacity on top of that. Beautiful. Yeah, anything that lets me start generating extra taxes, extra manpower, and so on, that's going to be worthwhile. Oh, we got an heir. Wow, okay. I was actually just thinking to myself, I really should click the button to introduce a new heir, but as I'm thinking that, there we go, a 344. Which amazingly might be actually one of the best rulers I've had so far, which is sad, really. It very much is, but okay. I think we're going to go ahead and attack in West Africa. I'm going to fight Oyo, and I'm going to go ahead and co-belligerize Kong, so we can take a chunk of land out of these guys. We'll feed some of this off to Brittany, and I'll take a good chunk of it for myself as well. I don't know, if I can't see India, it's just going to take a long time to drop my troops off, and I know for a fact that my ships cannot handle being this far away from a port without all falling apart. The odds of me losing an entire fleet and an entire army are shockingly high. Rather not take that risk, let's just go ahead and continue fighting over a bit of West Africa. Global trade fires. All right, we did not get it, which in and of itself is a surprise to me. Who did get it? England's got it? Are you serious? Why? Come on. If anyone controls the global trade, it's me. Why does England get all the fun stuff? For frick's sake. Fine, whatever. I'll take that center anyway. There's just a bunch of lost monarch points. I'm not bitter or anything. No, not at all. All right, well, the Age of Reformation is going to be ending in 10 years, so, yeah, that's a thing. Would be nice to go ahead and hit the Golden Era, though to be honest, it doesn't matter. I can pick it up, but, like, it doesn't matter that much. Because I'm pretty confident as long as, let's see, hang on, 3 trade companies we should be able to do. Universities, large army we have. Yeah, if I can just embrace a few cultures, I'm pretty sure I'll have the 3 that I need to go ahead and keep doing this anyway. We did, by the way, get another merchant. Hooray! Oh, good. Castile actually finally decided to get a claim against Kilwa. So if I wanted to fight against them and Yemen, we can now do that. There's an option. It's not even a bad option. Sure. I'm going to go ahead and pack up some troops and let's head over this direction. Oh, we can get another government reform at last. That took a long time. What do we want? Administrative clergy, probably not that important, though it would be unrest reduction. Leader costs, not that important. Meritocratic recruitment. Advisor cost means I can have the level 5 advisors pretty frequently. I never feel bad about it. Yearly corruption reduction's nice. Dynastic, I don't like the yearly corruption from this. The monarch skill is nice, but I'm gonna take meritocratic. I think that's the right call. Here goes the truce with France. Alright, so this one should be relatively easy. Of course, we still have to fight the Pope. I don't really care too much about that. I guess we can do some reconquesting for fun. Let's see if we can finish them off in this war. I don't really see any reason why we couldn't. And in the meantime, we don't have to keep drilling because very soon, never mind. Wait, yeah, very soon we can go to war against Great Britain. So in about 1 year, less than a year, let's have our troops ready to go against them as well. We can finally finish up our influence ideas. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and swap to an admin focus because we're going to need that in a minute. I want to check something. Right now we have a force limit of 617. What happens when I pick this up? Plus the unjustified demands, but extra force limit contribution from all my buddies. I'm going to wait for 1 month and let it reset for a second on the off chance that makes a difference. It was 617. It is now, excuse me, 850. Frick yeah. That's pretty strong, ain't it? I think so. Ah! Whoa! Wait a minute! Disputed succession in Portugal! Ah! Whoa! Hang on! Relative is heir, thank you! Okay. We've got a Habsburg. Yes! Alright, we actually will be able to snag Portugal now. This is good. This is very good. I do need to kill them. The question then becomes, am I willing to sack a huge amount of stability in order to do this? The answer is resoundingly yes. I'm more than happy to do that. We'll even have a position where I can jump in on their colonial territories and make sure that I get the siege down. Yeah, no, we're taking Portugal. It's going to happen now, and I don't even care if I have to wait. If I lose 3 stability, I lose 3 stability. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and dissolve that alliance. Yes, they're pretty upset now. Give it time. They'll get over it. Although I say that, I need to be careful about when I time this, actually. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Just because there's an heir here, like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to jump on this immediately, right? We have a 29-year-old requested on here. Until this 15-year-old steps down, I can't do anything right now. We can't claim the throne and just go for it. I don't want to have a truce, an alliance with them, because I just don't see the point anymore. Why have a truce timer if I can get my stability back? I'm waiting for an opportunity for the Habsburg to be in charge and for no heir to be present. Or a weak heir. Either one would work just fine. So this doesn't mean we can jump on it right now, it just means we finally reach that very, very crucial step. And in the meantime, France, you get to go bye-bye. Anyway, who is ready to go to war against... Why does Canada exist? I think Holland's reformed into Canada. Unexpected, but okay, that's fine. Sure, Dutch Canada, it's great. Yeah, I think we go ahead and go to war against Britain now at the same time as we're fighting Kilwa. I should be able to manage 2 wars at once, right? This shouldn't be that bad. Shouldn't be that bad. And we'll just go ahead and co-belligerize these guys too, just on the off chance I want to do something to them. I'm starting to get some claims against people in the New World. Okay, so we're starting to finally see the coastline of the East Indies and India. Good, 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 good. All right, that's a great sign. I actually am starting to think that maybe it's a good time to go ahead and break things here with Britain. They're about to unsiege a fort over here, and they have enough troops over here to be a threat to my army, so I may not be able to get much more out of the 13 colonies if I keep delaying. So I think, first off, what's my overextension look like right now? 17.9%, and most of it's about to go away, so not that bad. I would like to eat more territory along here to deny them a lot of their trade value. So that's about it there. Then I want to feed as much coastline to the potential, I should say, eventual colonial nation that I'm able to get over here. So I could take a lot of stuff over this way. Now they probably, well, okay, they're willing to give me land up here in Canada, which I was not expecting. So I would be able to form another colonial nation over here if I do this. Okay, yeah, that was it. They don't have a fort over here or anything, so I can take this away from them at least. I'd love to deny them range, basically. Deny them range to get into the New World, because then I have to compete with them there too. And that would just suck. That would just suck on a lot of fronts. So this actually is a pretty good peace deal. I get to take away the bulk of their trade power again, with London in conjunction. That's pretty good. We'll form 2 colonial nations out of this, with which I'll be able to force them to concede this land later. And we get to increase our coring range with extra bases of operation and prevent them from reaching the Indies. So I call this pretty solid. The only issue is the overextension. And admittedly, that's a big issue. But I'm willing to accept this for now. It is what it is. Oh god, that's gonna cost a lot. What the frick? That is expensive, yo. That is really expensive. And that's without me taking Essex, which is the real province I want here, because that's the most trade value. Good lord. Alright, tell you what, you're gonna give me money, war reps and stuff like that, and you're going to, I don't know, I don't really care that much about revoking cores. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. Wow, alright. But, if I'm careful about what I core, so for example, I already had 3 provinces over here, I can core the cheapest ones in this area, and then leave the rest to my eventual new subject to take care of. So this would be fine, for example. And then I have to core all of these, unfortunately, which is going to be a little expensive. But with 5, that should be all I need to form the colonial nation, then we can force feed them later. Yeah, my overextension is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, if I'm completely honest. So we might be able to get back below 100 fairly quickly. It could be a lot worse. Yeah, this was a very expensive war, but I do think that what it does is set us up for a really effective Age of Absolutism. Once I get that administrative efficiency, I'm going to be able to start conquering huge amounts of lands, especially if I get to the Age of Revolutions. And having colonial nations just makes it that much easier, right? We saw that with Sutherland. One peace treaty, right? Concede an entire zone, boom, your colonial nation now dominates. All I have to do is do that in every colonial region, and Britain's got nothing in the New World left. Right? That's all there is to it. So we're really close to being able to do things like that. This sets us up for the future, like with so much. God, this whole game has been nothing but setting up, and we're executing on it. Don't get me wrong, we're executing on it. This might be one of the best games of EU4 I've ever played. But it is a lot of, like, planning far, 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 far ahead. It'd be much more fun to just get to enjoy the benefits like now, and blob. Proper blobbage. I suppose one thing I could do is just hand a lot of this land over to, let's say, Scotland, but, like, I don't want to. I want to keep this stuff for myself. This is all a couple of really good states right here with some pretty decent trade value. And in fact, I'd love to core, as a state, the London area now. Because then I can start farming out tons and tons of trade power. Not that we're not doing good here already, but you know, we could do better. And there's a lot of money flowing in there. A lot! And if you want to know why it was so expensive to take things away from Britain, it's because of Essex and Kent. 31 and 32 dev. I mean, they're almost on par with London. That's how much the AI developed this stuff. That's the thing I've noticed about England since, like, an expansion or two ago. They really do love to focus a lot of their development into this area. They spend all their monarch points on that. Rather than, you know, do anything really fun with it. No. We'll just make it so expensive that the player doesn't want to conquer our territory. There we go. That's our defense mechanism. By the way, do we want to go ahead and embrace the institution? The answer is yes. Let's grab global trade. Boom. All right. Not that far ahead of time on military tech anymore. If we want to just go ahead and pick it up, we could do so. Wouldn't get me any innovativeness anymore, but, you know, whatever. I might hold off a little bit. When's the Age of Information start? In 41 months. I think we're going to start a golden age, and then I'll take some territory, some tech. We'll wait like a year. Wait like a year, and then we'll do it. Oh, hi, Yemen. How are you? I completely didn't even notice you were here. Probably should not be drilling with these troops so they can get stack wiped. That would be stupid. Oh, and there's a new colonial nation. Okay, Canada? No. We're gonna again make this a private enterprise, and we're gonna call this one Norderland. Sounds alright to me. Alright, let's go ahead and do that golden era now. It's gonna reduce the monarch point cost of literally everything, including some tech, so we can go ahead and pick these up now and not feel bad about it. Should make it a tiny bit cheaper to do some coring as well, and in just 24 months, 2 years, we will be able to start farming out the absolutism. Alright, do we think we're about done here with Kilwa? I think the answer is yes. And with Yemen, I actually would like to take a little tiny bit of territory here. I can't. Can I take anything from you? We don't own a fort, because they're under attack by Somalia. Mahra is attacking them. I was going to hand some territory off to the Mamluks, but it's looking like that's not going to be an option. Drat. Alright, well, in that case, I don't know how long it's going to take for them to finish this war, and I'm tired of sitting on this. We've already got a call for peace. I'm going to take a tiny bit of land for myself here in Madagascar. And by a tiny bit, I mean apparently a fair bit, but we're going to just take this for now. And then the rest of this, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hand off to Castile. And we'll let them try to core all this stuff up and create some trade companies of their own. I think that's fair. I'm getting really sick of how many peasants and stuff are starting to rise up. I know I have to get pop-ups every time my vassals get them, but the problem is I have so many vassals, I'm just constantly being bombarded with unrest from my little guys. It's like, can you guys handle anything on your own? Do you really need me to solve all these problems for you? The answer is yes, unfortunately. I am emperor, which means I have to do all of work. So, I believe the Ottomans were the next on my list to do the killing. That said, I'm going to go ahead and seize a bit more land, again, knowing that we're going to have some particularists firing up. So be it, vassals and friends, go forth and kill. There's a lot of them, but they're not far away. Disputed succession in Great Britain. Fascinating. Wish I could do something about that. Maybe we'll get lucky, and Queen Elizabeth Lancaster will die, and there'll be a personal union like succession war or something with me and Portugal, or I don't care. Any of that would be completely fine. It'd be hilarious if I were to take on Britain right now. Hilarious. Okay, another colony is done, finally, because we had a bunch of rebels over here that caused problems. We're going to call this New Austria. And this one I will make a crown colony, I guess. I don't know. It mostly comes down to, do you want, like, troops and stuff ready to fight here, or do you want lots of trade value production sent back to the homeland? Most of the time, what I care about is the production. But I wouldn't mind having at least one powerhouse able to go ahead and start beating up everyone around me. Anyway, with that all done, I don't see any reason not to just go ahead and attack the Ottomans again. More reconquest wars and stuff? Sure. Sounds good. You can see that there's plenty to take. I think we should be hitting the age of absolutism literally any minute now. And once we do, there we go. All right, age of absolutism begins. Let's check a couple of things real quick. So first off, age of absolutism, we need to embrace 2 more cultures to start getting as much of the splendor as possible, and I have no objection to that. Neapolitan Lombard, there we go, worthwhile. All right, so that's taken care of. We should probably demote the South Slavic culture. That's irrelevant. Let's embrace Hungarian instead. Perfect. All right, with 5 cultures there, and I wouldn't even mind promoting Polish, but we'll worry about that in a minute because it's cost me a lot of power. So we have the 3 different trade companies. We have the potential for a large army, which they say a large army counts as 200. I've got 873 potential. So I mean, like, just so you know, well beyond what the game thinks I need to be at this point to be powerful. Anyways, we got all this, so this will be fun. The most important thing is now we have absolutism. So question, can I reduce, dang it, I can't reduce autonomy anywhere. Can I suppress some rebels anywhere? You? Sure, harsh treatment, that'll work. Do that a couple of times. Kilwa, sure, harsh treatment there too. Looking for anyone that I can oppress. Looking for as much oppression as possible. Beyond that, we could, here's an idea. We can go to places like the Mamluks and do royal marriages. And then with that, strengthen the government. Whenever you're below 100 legitimacy, you can strengthen the government. So even if I'm only getting 2 and it costs me 100 power, usually not worth it, we can do this and stagger it intentionally so I can farm out a fair bit more of my absolutism that way. The Council of Trent officially ends, by the way, only now. Remember, by the way, wasn't it 1650 I said? Is when officially, like, the whole League War, like, if you didn't have the religious war, it eventually, like, is done? We could have not had the Revoke the Privilegia this entire time, and I've still got 40 years to go. That's how absurd this is. Anyway, so by doing that, yeah, we sacked a lot of military power, but we're up to 10 absolutism. That gets me 3% more admin efficiency. Could be a lot better. Could also be a heck of a lot worse. In the meantime, how are the vassals going to be doing against the Ottomans? The answer should be pretty darn good. So what is the goal of this war? The answer is to take as much Mamluk territory as possible and try to separate the Ottomans from the Caucasus Mountains, if at all possible, honestly. If we can literally just, like, cut them off. Oh, God, that's 55. Freaking aggressive expansion. War score. Just to do that. That's not even much. God, I don't know what it is about fighting against the Ottomans here, but it literally takes a stupid amount of war score to do anything against them. I really, really, really want to get this next round of admin tech, if possible. Because then we're going to get 10% more admin efficiency. I'll get 250 more governing capacity, which is going to be pretty great. Solve some problems there. University, development cost modifiers, all very, very nice, not to mention the production time and such. And then after this, I think, is one more idea group. And we've got to go for administrative ideas. I don't think that's going to be optional here. It's going to pair up nicely with influence ideas for the diplomatic annexation cost reduction, but mostly you want to take it for things like 25% core creation cost reduction and so on. Autonomy change is really good. 20% extra governing capacity modifier, tech cost, etc. All of this is going to be very solid for us. Truce with Muscovy just ended as well. Might as well go ahead and attack them now, actually, because the Ottomans are guaranteeing their independence, and while I could use them to reset the truce timer against the Ottomans, I don't know, I guess I'd rather just go ahead and just eat them real quick. The vassal swarm's here anyway, so, like, who cares, really? And it looks like I died. Alright. Well, Regency, and also we lost the stability, but we can get that right back, so not a big deal. And honestly, air's not that far away. Oh my god! Can Maria stay in charge for as long as possible? Holy crud, she's great! Let's go ahead and grab that admin tech I was talking about, and yes, sure enough, an idea group is coming up very soon. I think I actually am going to go ahead and just extend the Regency here. Yeah, I lose some legitimacy. Who cares? What I can do is then just strengthen the government, and I just got absolutism out of the bargain. It's a good deal. It's a very good deal. And I gotta keep Maria in charge for as long as she's freaking willing to stick around. She's great. And that should wrap things up pretty nicely with Muscovy, so they're taken care of. And I'm gonna try to full annex these guys, hand all of it off if we are allowed. Not quite. Hold on. Perm is too expensive. Do it that way. There we go. Okay, so all of this has to get handed off. And then as far as the Ottomans, they're at 92% war score. I don't think it's going to get a lot better than that, to be honest. We've got most stuff. What can I realistically be taking for the Mamluks? I don't care about territory over here. That's Hormuz. Never mind. Hang on. What can I take for the Mamluks? As much of Egypt as possible. Okay, so there's more cores I can use over here, but for now this is good enough. Alright, fine. I am going to try to separate peace out with Mara, see if I can take a couple territories. I'll hand those off to someone else. Can I full annex you? No, I'll just leave you the island. I don't really care that much. So we'll take that, get them out of here. So that leaves me with a little bit of war score left that I can then use to take something else. Traders complain, don't care. Get a diplomat back real quick. Come on. God, the game is running so slow now. Alright, there we go. And then with this, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a lot of progress over here, if I'm honest. I really, really, really want to eat this territory, but I don't think I can. Tell you what, I'll hand some land off to, like, Genoa or something. How's that? Sure, we'll give all this to Genoa. The rest go to the Mamluks. This goes to the Mamluks to give them some coring range so I can use them for other things if I want to. Doesn't look like a lot, does it? But it is. It is a lot. So we'll do that. That's a huge amount of territory the Ottomans just lost. That was some of their main cores, so that's good. They still got enough to be a threat, though. Until I start taking away Anatolia proper, I mean, I don't know. They're going to continue to be an annoyance for a good long while. I need that absolutism, man. I need it. Alright, never mind. The Mamluks cannot reach any of this. Cool. I guess I'll just keep it for myself. Sure. Okay, all in all, though, that still puts us in a pretty good spot here. So that's a lot of extra territory that's in our empire, so we're looking pretty strong over here. Still waiting for opportunities on Portugal. This Lancaster is 24 years old, so the funny thing is, when he eventually dies, with any luck, my Habsburg is still alive. There's a chance the heir dies before he does. But with any luck, the Lancaster dies, he ascends, and he's so old he can't have any heirs, and that becomes our opportunity to jump in there. If not, we've wasted our only opportunity to take out Portugal. Which would suck, but that becomes my cue to just go ahead and start killing them at that point. I want the personal union, but I'm not so opposed to killing them the old-fashioned way that I'm willing to just, like, sit here and just, I don't know, sunk cost fallacy and all that? No. We'll kill him eventually. We'll get him. All right, I think this is a good place for us to end this video. 16,000 ducats. I should definitely be spending that. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.